Pisces, hey, how's it going? Still reading for you, Sun and Rising. It'll probably be a quicker read, but I hope to deliver on some messages for you. I really just want them to resonate. It's interesting that I feel really controlling all of a sudden over wanting to do a good read. So I'm just putting that out there for you. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's an aspect that you can relate to in wanting to do something really well, wanting to, for something that you do to be meaningful to others. Okay, those are two interesting cards that wanted to come out. Let's see if they come out all the way. Okay. Fire. Cut from the same cloth. I'm getting a lot of aggression here. Like, I'm getting, normally I get this card as pretty pure. Like-mindedness. But here I feel like the energy tonight is that it's pretty cutthroat. And may the best man win, may the best woman win, may the best human win. Childhood. Just got siblings. I got Magical Fairy World, Alice in Wonderland. Connection. Maybe in the past you had connections that were pretty competitive. Where no one really let up. There was no real let up. I just heard like, oh yeah, I remember those days. Or yeah, I remember that. This could also be like a past relationship too. Like where both of you had to have the last word, and it could be just an all-out fights. I get like paint on the walls, even get some blood on the walls. Like you could hurt each other physically. Each of you having your fire element come out in some way. I feel like you would maybe even retreat into your own world, retreat into your own imagination. It's interesting, there's a connection coming in now that I see. And maybe over time this connection changed and became more fruitful. It became just more dynamic and more able to see things from each other's point of view. And so this could be like siblings who are now adults who get along and see eye to eye now, because you have like this cohesive dynamic around your history, like all the fighting you did. Maybe you have a better understanding of where it came from and the childhood you had, and maybe there are discussions around that. But you recall how it made you feel. You recall that maybe you did retreat in some ways into your own world, created something because that relationship was a lot to handle. However, now I see something that is very balanced, or something, not even balanced, but just like something has cooled down, some element has calmed down. Now I'm seeing like almost two water signs, or that aspect coming out of like, I just see the calm evening, a calm evening on the water, and everything's really still, and there's nothing to really say but just being together in understanding. So this could be even a connection coming along that's more harmonious. Um, this could even be present day, where a current relationship that you've been in really took you back to your younger years, and now you've found somebody who's more your match. Something like that. And then I have blocked here, which is really interesting. It's like, hmm, it's interesting to have this storyline and then to have blocked. I don't know, maybe you've kept someone out. Maybe you've kept someone away. It's like you can't, there's a lot in the way here. It's so interesting. Look at that. Look at this card in relation to this card. Nothing can get through. Nothing can get through. Blocked. Yeah, I'm just sensing like you've put a lot in the way of you and other people, of you and relationships. Maybe you're in a time in your life where you can't handle a whole lot. I'm getting like blocked from goodness, blocked from, maybe maybe you've blocked someone. Well, I'm going to use my deck here and see what this is. Let's see. I feel the blocks in my body. Like no light can get in. There's no light. There's no movement. There's no flow. Blocked. Can you talk to me about this story? What's at the root of this story here? Okay, well, that makes sense. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so someone is definitely shut out. Somebody cannot get in. This may have been a fiery connection at one point. This could have been a childhood relationship, or a relationship that you've known for a long, like from your childhood, or just a childlike sense of this relationship that felt like maybe you were siblings, maybe you're holding back, you're protective of your emotions. This childhood card denotes trying to find the wonder again. I don't know if this lost its wonder. There's definitely a protective energy here. Interesting to have the Two of Wands here, which is like two people of a shared vision coming out. This is somebody that maybe you had a like-mindedness with. Both able to head down and have a conversation really quickly in the same direction. In terms of like you, almost like you knew how one another thought. I get that it's a connection that's really hard to find, this type of connection. Blocked. Heavily blocked. No passage through, nothing allowed in. Why? Why? Somebody is really sad to be blocked. Somebody's Three of Wands is the why. The only thing I can think of is 3 versus 2. Or can you clarify the Three of Wands for me, please? Ooh. Clarify the Three of Wands in this reading, please. Why? Oh. Feels like the vision. I feel like the vision never felt real for you. Like you had a vision and maybe they had a vision, but maybe it always included like this third person. I don't know. It always just continually came in and killed the vision, killed the relationship. It was a game. I mean, the Three of Wands was a game, was playing at a future thing. And so it feels like you really shut it down because we have the truth here. Like it's like you held on for dear life to the truth. I don't know if you had to like, I almost got like you had to regrow your body again, your truth again. A Pisces, you can sense when something is not true. You can sense when there's a game there. You can sense when there's dishonesty. You can sense when something isn't going to work. And it just felt like it was all a lie. You may have even come in and just ended it once and for all, because it feels like there were maybe a lot of truths coming out. Like you maybe started realizing a lot of truths at once, like, oh, this vision, like I thought we were going to be together going down this track, but it turns out it was never really true. And you learned that truth. You spoke that truth. You had to start to kind of hold the vision for yourself and yourself alone, and sever whatever idea the grand vision. You had to let go of the grand vision. Could have been fighting about that here with the fire. And I think it kind of turned you upside down, because at times you really felt like, gosh, this connection is so unique, and this connection is so deep, and this connection is so real. And you could sense that. And I think you also have this ability to know when aspects of it are very real. You're a Pisces. You can feel things out. But I think it became clear that at some point, it became clear that this wasn't ever real. And it's almost like you helped to bring it to an end. You started to stop telling yourself that it was anything other than what it really was. And you allowed that truth to really come into you. And I think it allowed you to really break this off. And not only did you break it off, but then you were like, and I'm going to make sure that you can never find a way back in. Why do I feel so tender? I feel so tender. And I feel like at some point you really believed in the future. You really felt like it was going to be the two of you together. But I get that you don't want to believe in false connections. You don't have any time for it. You don't have any space for it. Interesting. The Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords. I think it became a lifeline for you to keep walking away. To not just let it go, but to leave things where you left them. Excuse me. I just heard you're used to leaving things where you left them. That makes me kind of sad. You're used to having to walk away. But at the same time, I see your faith and your hope that there's something still beautiful coming. Someone also someone maybe has given up, but they are still very sad. I think they still try to figure out how to get through, or they sit outside the door. But you're emotionally to yourself. Can you talk to me about this? Oh. Okay, these are my last messages here, and take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm really sorry if this isn't my best read, but I hope there's something here for you. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. We have Justice in the Tower. And we have the Devil. I think there's an aspect of this person really thinking that stability with you would always be there. There's an aspect where maybe each of you were each other's stability. Maybe you're, again, from the same friend group, or there was just an element of stability. And we have Libra Justice. There's something in between you that neither of you was able to let go of. Something that neither of you were able to really relinquish, or there was no compromise here. It's something that was equally important to both of you, and there was not going to be compromise. And I hear like someone saying, I don't want a false security. I don't want a false stability. I don't want a false, like, I love the stability here, but I don't want to build a false world with someone. I get that somebody really tore it down, that somebody really I get that kind of almost yelled out. Like, I don't want this. Whatever we built together, whatever we grew together, I'm done. And like just destroying something, or like we can't make a home out of three. If you have someone over here, we can't make a home out of three. That's not stability. Whereas maybe somebody is a little more like, oh yeah, we can. You know, we can totally have a home out of three. You, me, and her. him, and me. Him, and you. I don't know, you know. Yeah, that's totally doable. And for some people it is. I'm not saying that that's, but the idea here for this reading that I'm doing is I get that it, like, from 2 to 3 was the problem. The truth was found out, or the stability kept not feeling right, is what I'm sensing. It kept not feeling right. And part of balancing it out was for somebody, was bringing it down, was letting it all fall apart, letting it be completely blocked and not doing anything to make it unblocked, like letting it fall apart, ending it, blocking it, as a means to cope with, I think, just some deep emotions around companionship and partnership and what that means. You know, what's interesting is that when you did that, there's somebody here who enjoys or feels like that is a very attractive thing that you did, bringing it down. which is might be a little frustrating. It's just intuitive because that doesn't help you, like, that doesn't make for stability. Somebody being attracted to the fact that you took it all down. It's that you took a risk to go out on your own. There's somebody here who finds you so very attractive. And I don't know if it's the same person. It very well could be. But there's some aspect of you, Pisces, that is really not afraid to shut something down, to let something go. I get this sense it's because you love deep, although I have only the Four of Cups here. And connection and passion. I don't have a lot of water, but that's just a sense that I get. Somebody crossed the line, or somebody tried to convince you almost that stability looked a certain way and it never felt true to you. It never felt like it was honest. But there's somebody here who, like, I think maybe you've gotten so used to just letting things lay where they are, letting things fall apart, that you're looking like you're the place somebody wants to be. Somebody's trying to really, I don't know if this is the same people or two people who find you to be the moon. You may not know this, but in the night they feel emotion for you, sexual desire, lots of sexual desire here, because you are not going to work so hard to make something happen anymore. You're really kind of living for yourself, taking some risks for yourself, leaving behind what other people think that you shouldn't leave behind, or following your own path, which is going to be very fruitful for you. It also makes people see you as like the ultimate desirous, like people, like you're just so desired. You are like on the top of someone's mind here. It's almost like you have found a way to find the stability within yourself. I just heard like a jumping off point. You'll always find a jumping off point. You'll always find a place to land and a place to fly from. And that makes you really attractive. You're your own stability now. I feel like you have two people looking at you in the dark, probably wondering where you're going to go next, what you're going to do next, what you're going to see next, what you're going to be next. You're the dream. You're the dream for someone. You're the dream. You're beginning something new. You're beginning a new journey. After this ending, you're going to take a new risk. I think there's something here about shedding, and you're not picking up the pieces anymore. You're not going to be the one who picks up the pieces anymore. You don't want to really fight anymore. But you also don't want to pretend anymore. I think you want to be free. You want to be free. You want to let this live in the past now. And you want to be free. Unfortunately for you, two people, one who I think this situation is about, and somebody else want to come and get you like a little snack. So just consider that. You're a little scrumptious snack. Okay? Okay. I love you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If it does resonate, let me know. I love you.